everything, my friends. I just came with a brainstorm. It's going to be a new series on this channel, and I'm sure you're going to be pleased. I hope you stay tuned because today we're baking something. It's Bake It Friday. It's time for Fannie's Diary again, and it's June 29th, 1942. Today, Marion, my daughter, and I went and had her eyes checked. It's a rainy day today. Welcome back, everyone. While I was pouring through my cookbooks, I stopped and I thought, put those cookbooks away, my friends. We are starting a new series. And the series is Fannie's Recipe Box. Here is Fannie's Recipe Box. And I'm going to share with you videos using Fannie's recipes in her recipe box. Now, I will not claim them to be Fannie's recipes because, as you know, in the olden days, back when the newspaper was the way to find information, a lot of clippings and a lot of handwritten recipes and a lot of recipes that came from Fannie's handwriting, Fannie's typewriter. So it will be Fannie's Recipe Box. I can promise you two things. I can promise you, one, it's going to be very frugal because Fannie was very frugal. And two, it's going to be Mennonite geared cooking. It's going to be very plain, very simple, but very delicious. Fannie was known for her cooking skills. And while I may not have her skills, we are going to keep her traditions alive. And we are going to make all of the wonderful foods that Fannie made. How long will this take us? I don't know. It's going to be my cheat meal Mondays. And I know she had a few crock pot recipes with the old-fashioned crock pots. So let's get started because today, and this old-fashioned typewriter type is banana bread. So here I am with some modern appliances with a very old-fashioned recipe. And that's what is so much fun in life is you can take the old memories and you can use a little modern convenience as well. This mixer was given to me about a year ago by a subscriber and friend, and it has been a real blessing to me. Of course, Fannie didn't have expensive equipment, but she did have a very old-fashioned KitchenAid, and she used it very much. When she lived on the farm, she didn't have all of these appliances, and then when she became in her 70s, she moved on into a dotty house. What's a dotty house? A dotty house is Amish for an in-law quarters. So she lived in a new house with her daughter and her son-in-law, and she lived in a little apartment beside them. It was all joint, but it was in a separate little home. I'm going to be doing a lot about Fannie. I'm going to be sharing video on who was Fannie from the time she was young to the time that she passed away. I'm going to share with you tricks of Fannie's and tips of Fannie's because what really surprised me the most was your love for Fannie's Diary. And if you love Fannie's Diary, then you're going to love her cooking and you're going to love learning more about her because Fannie was a big part of my life. So let's get started in making banana bread. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the 1/2 cup of shortening. 1/2 cup of shortening to 1 cup of sugar. We're going to add 2 eggs. And then we're going to have 1 cup of crushed banana. So what I'm going to do with my banana is, and this is how Grandma always did it, sliced it really thin. So I'm assuming one banana is going to be probably about a cup. It's the only banana I had, so we're going to use what I had. Grandma never ever went and bought special ingredients. She used what she had that day. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix this up. So while it's mixing, we're going to add 1/2 cup of sour milk. And I'm going to share with you how Grandma did it. 1/2 cup of milk. And to that she has 1½ teaspoons of vinegar, and that will sour the milk. So we want to make sure we do it exactly correct. So here's 1/2 teaspoon. And then we add 1 teaspoon. And we're going to stir it, and that makes the milk sour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And a pinch of salt. So we're going to use a pinch of salt. I love how these old recipes are made. Alright. Alright, so we are going to add, we're going to mix this up first. And then we're going to add our sour milk. And to that we're going to add 2 cups of flour. Now we add 2 cups of flour. Just regular, unbleached white flour. And we want to mix it really well. Perfect. Now you can add nuts if you want. It's not listed in the recipe and I don't have any, but you can go ahead and add nuts. So with 1 banana, we're able to make all of this beautiful banana bread. Now you want to fill your pan to about halfway. If you're making little mini loaves like this. I'm not sure exactly how many it's going to make, so I'm just going to... I made this recipe many years ago. And I made it a lot when I lived on the farm. Okay, let's see if we can get it all in, because it's really not enough for an extra loaf. And little bits of banana in there just looks so good. Oh, it smells amazing. No Yankee candle can smell near as good as home-baked banana bread. And like Grandma would always say, get all the goodies. Make them for $3.50 for 1 hour. The ingredients again are 1/2 cup of shortening and 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 cup of crushed banana. Mix that all together. Then add 1/2 cup of sour milk. To make the milk sour, you add 1 1/2 teaspoon of vinegar to the 1/2 cup of milk. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of soda, a pinch of salt, and 2 cups of flour. Mix this all together. Bake in a loaf pan for 1 hour at 350 in a 9 by 12 pan, or you can use any other kind of pan that you like I'm doing today. Farm fresh banana bread is amazing, and I can't wait for you to give it a try. So moist, even the crumbs on the bottom of the pan are so good. So I'll pan my camera down and I'll show you what it looks like. I left 2 in the pans so you could see what they look like in the pans, and I took 2 out. Here we have Fannie and her beautiful banana bread with the recipe. I hope you give Fannie's recipe a try and let me know how it turned out for you. It is so delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And like I always say, we'll see you guys tomorrow.